Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks Part 2. Earlier today I made this video and I said in that video it would look kind of cool if the lines were curved. So we showed how to make this in one. So I just took the old one apart and I'm going to manipulate this, but I want to break the parts apart. So to do that, I'm going to get the Smart Fill tool and make a new item. I don't really want them together, but I'm going to do it real quick. So now we've got them. Whoop, I took away the fill, but now each one of these is a new item. So we're going to take this item and we're going to go to Windows, Dockers, and Corners. And you can see how it rounded those corners off. More so, that's maybe a little bit much. So let's go 0.75. Wow, you know what? That's what I want. Now let's see if we can go and take this one and make it 1.5. Nope. I guess because we've manipulated that other part. But that still looks pretty cool. What I would like to do is have this curve, but this is two pieces. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking a 3-point curve line, and I'm going to go from about right there to right there, and I'm just going to put a little curve to it. Now, I don't have to delete these lines, but I am. And see, that put a little curve to it. Now, I'm going to Control D or hit the plus key on that, and I'm going to mirror it, and I'm going to put it over to this side. You know what I need? I didn't make a duplicate of it. So Control D, mirror it sideways, hold down the control button, and have it stick to that. We're a little bit off. So what I would do, I've got my nudge factor set on 5 inches. Let's set it on 0.01, and let's just take this line and just slowly move it. You know, it's not exactly on that line, and it doesn't have to be perfect symmetrical on both sides. And it's probably because mine isn't perfect. So I'm just going to connect that, and I'm going to do the same thing. I don't have to delete these lines because I'm going to, and I actually see another little line. You want to get rid of all the lines. Got a little bump there, but that's fine. And I'd really like to do the same thing to here. So now what I'm going to do is Smart Fill that. I nudged it, so I nudged it back because I'm going to put my nudge factor back on 5 inches. And I'm going to nudge that out of the way. And I'm going to left click, right click. And I'm going to take my shape tool and I'm just going to grab that one. And I'm going to see it's too small. Let's make it like 0.5. Nope, it just isn't going to curve. So just disregard that. We can just delete that. Well, that looks pretty cool. I really want that curve, so I'm going to do the exact same thing to this side that we did with the 3-point curve line. I'm going to just go from about right there to right there. I use the 2-point line. I want to get the 3-point curve line and put a little line there. And then we can delete that. We don't have to delete those lines. That looks pretty cool. You know what I'm going to have to do? So now we've got separate lines. So I'm going to fill that in and nudge it over, fill that in, nudge it over, fill that in, nudge it over, and just kind of have a new one to start with. Because now I'm going to left click, right click, and I want a little curve of that. And since now it's an individual box, but what I need to do is this is the one in the center. I'm going to move these up. I'm going to move this one up to the center. I'm going to double check with get an indexing line and hit P, and I'm correct. So what I want to do now, I don't want to, but I need to group it together, Control D, Alternate C, and have it rotate a negative 15 degrees. And that'll kind of show us this curve. I think this is going to look pretty good. Take the 3-point curve line. My lines are a little bit off there, so we're going to correct that too. And then I can just delete all this. but I need these two lines to be one line, so I'm just going to delete one of them, hopefully getting the right one. I think that'll work. So now, take your Smart Fill tool, fill that in and nudge it over, that in. I'm just filling them in and nudging them over. You know, I'd really want it to be, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to group this together. I'm going to group this together, and I'm going to nudge that one back, and I'm going to alternate C and have it rotate 15 degrees because I want that top dead center one where I'm at. So now I can just, these are groups, I can just nudge them out of the way. And I think we're good to go. We're going to test it one more time. Control G, Control D, alternate C. And see, I'm already at 15, so I'm going to need to go 30. And that's going to look pretty good. I could actually put a little curve. Well, I'm off a little bit. That's why we double checked it. So what I'm going to do now is you're kind of working backwards. I'm going to go to Object, Group, and Ungroup. I didn't really have to do that because I can take my 3-point curve line and go from right there to right there. Just put a little bit of a curve on it and get rid of these lines. Got a little bit of a bump there, but I think it's good. So this is the one we fixed. So I'm going to go nudge it, nudge it, nudge it, nudge it. Go ahead and group these. You know, that's a group, so I can't group it. Control G. Let's just get rid of this, hopefully. Put this, nudge this back. I'm going to put my indexing line back to P, and I'm going to left click. I'm going to left click, right click. I'm having a little trouble today. Control D, alternate C, and rotate it at negative 15 degrees. I know this is a little bit difficult to understand, and I'm thinking we're good to go. Okay, I want this one right here, so I'm going to delete that one and that one. And I can actually now, let's put a little curve to the bottom of this. So I'm going to take I'm just going to do my 3-point curve line instead of messing with the nodes. And see, I'm just going to add a little curve to it. Then I can delete that line. And every time I do that, I take the Smart Fill tool and make a new item. So I'm going to just make a whole new item. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. So I'm going to nudge these back. And then I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to grab that center one. And I'm going to get the interactive fill tool. Put a little darkness in each end. So I'm just making both ends black for right now. Then I'm going to get that blue back and put it really close. See, that just makes it look like it's going behind there. Now this one's further out. Bring that in. Let's bring in a white. I'm hoping this will work. You never know what it's going to look like until you do it. That looks pretty good. Now, the attribute eyedropper really doesn't work, but it kind of does, and it'll save you a few steps. Take a sample of that and put it there. Go back to the interactive fill tool. See, I've got that one. I need to check that one, and I just need to change the handle and bring this one in a little bit. That's pretty good. Now on this one, I'm just going to put black on both ends. And when I do this by myself, I have hotkeys for well, Corel has a hotkey for let's see, I made it all black. I didn't hit the mark. You need to put it in that school. Well, there we go. And put a little blue. I use the hotkey. I got a hotkey. G is the hotkey for fill or interactive fill tool, and I made one that's F for smart fill. It's just so easy just to go ahead and do it again. See, well, maybe I deleted the interactive fill, but the smart fill tool normally is G for some reason. Oh, you know what I did? I used it the other day for another, I made a group. Instead of Control G, I made just a G. That looks pretty good. Control G to group it together, Control D to duplicate it, alternate C, 15 degrees, Control D. I always like to back up so I don't go too far. Look at that. Let's put a black box around it. Black box to me just makes it stand out. Like if you're going to print on a black shirt or, even a dark shirt. Pretty cool. I'm not exuberant. It doesn't really look like a ribbon, but it is a cool effect. I like the little bit of a curve to it. Anyway, hope that gave you an idea or two, and thank you for watching.